1, 2, 3.
Well, hello right back. Thank you so much.
Now, Nicole is in 120,000 gallons of pretty cold, salty seawater coming right in from outside, from underneath our feet. It's an open water system here. And she's actually behind 12.5-inch thick acrylic. If you look to my left, that cube is split up against the wall. Shows you how thick it is between us. So Nicole, how in the heck did we hear you talking today?
It's a little bit of magic and a lot of technology. I get to wear this special full face mask when I dive here at the Sиэтл Aquarium. This face mask covers my eyes, my nose, and my mouth. There's a little red microphone that sits next to my lips, and it carries my voice to the speakers above your head through this red cable that follows me around. The whole system works in reverse as well. Everything that Diana's microphone picks up comes to my waterproof earphones, so I can hear all of you too.
All right, I have the Aga mask right here on the desk, and you all are welcome to check it out anytime you would like up close. Now, as I mentioned, Nicole is in that water that's coming in from outside, not the warmest of water. What's the temperature in there today, Nicole?
Good question. My trusty dive computer here tells me that today the water temperature is 51 degrees.
I hear a lot of birds out here, and that's very true. It is definitely starting to drop. Winter's here, I hate to say, or I love to say, depending on my mood that day. But today it's getting kind of cold, but Nicole's doing all right because you got a special suit on, don't you?
I do. This great outfit is called a dry suit. It seals at my head and my wrists, covering me from head to toe, and it keeps me insulated in a layer of air. So even though I'm surrounded by all this water and all these amazing fish, I am perfectly dry.
Excellent. Now, I have a question for the audience. Who here is from Washington State? Raise your hand. How many people? Okay, I have the map up, and the reason I'm asking, this exhibit is actually called The Window on Washington Waters for a reason. It's a replica of a beautiful dive site called Mushroom Rock that's located up at Nia Bay in the tip-top corner of Washington State. And we sent photographers and videographers out there to take footage, brought it back, and artists rendered this beautiful rendering of Mushroom Rock out at Nia Bay. What do you think? You've been out to Nia Bay a bunch, haven't you, Nicole?
Well, I think they did a pretty good job. Nia Bay is a very special place, both above and below the surface. If you were to go diving out at Nia Bay, this is exactly what you would see. Large volcanic rock formations that have been carved away by the wave action of the Pacific Ocean, making arches and pillars. You'll also see dense kelp forests, like the large algae you'll see in this exhibit, our giant kelp and our bull kelp. And let's not forget all of these amazing marine organisms that call Washington's coast home.
Exactly. So everything that you're looking at in here, our native species star area here in Washington on the coast, and also in Puget Sound. Now, we mentioned there's forests out there. There's beautiful old growth forests on land, and then beautiful underwater forests. So I'd like to talk a little bit about the kelp that we have in here. Nicole just brought out the giant kelp right there. Can you tell us a little bit about that type of kelp, Nicole?
Well, this giant kelp is one of the larger species of seaweed, which is a large algae. Very important for our oceans and for us as well. This giant kelp has little bubbles that are filled with air, carrying these blades towards the surface. How do you think this kelp needs to be growing towards the surface? Just like plants on land, this seaweed gets its energy from the sun.
Now, this kelp right here also is really important because you may notice even over here, a lot of these rockfish are schooling and hovering around it. When they're a juvenile fish, they really use that kelp to hide in. They blend really well in with the shape of the fronds of the kelp. great place to hide from predators. And we also have another kind of kelp in here. It's my favorite kelp because it can grow 1 foot a day at the height of summertime.
Oh my goodness, that's what I call watching the grass grow.
Definitely watching the grass grow, and Nicole's got it right there. Has anybody seen this kind of kelp before here?
You bet, this is blue kelp. It's got one giant bubble rather than a lot of little ones. And it holds all of these blades towards the surface. As Diana mentioned, just like a flower that blooms in the spring and summer. This kelp starts to grow in the spring and summer. And by winter time, it's dying back completely. So in our underwater dome, you will see some of the last of our bull kelp growing in that exhibit. In just 1 month or so, it's going to be all gone until the spring.
Exactly, and we might notice that the fronds of that kelp are going to be more at the surface of the water, which is a great place for these silver coho salmon to hide out, especially when they are juveniles. Great hiding place from their predators. Humans, orcas, larger fish, seals, they will definitely use the bull kelp to hide out in. Now, question for you, Nicole.
Yes, Diana?
What kind of animal likes to eat this kelp, this algae?
Well, animals that eat other things like plants are called herbivores. There are lots of different types of herbivore in the ocean. One example is an animal that looks like a spiny, thin cushion. Let me see if I can find one for you.
All right. And that's true. The animals that do eat plant-based algae are herbivores. And we're going to see one right now. We've got a lot of these here at the aquarium. You've seen in our other exhibits, and also in our touch pools. There we go. So,
What is this animal called? Does anyone know?
Sea anemone, not quite close. Sea urchin, exactly.
It is. This is a sea urchin. They love to use their tube feet to crawl along the rocky reef. They have a little mouth on the underside of their body with 5 little teeth inside that they use to nibble away at the kelp. In fact, there's a piece of kelp inside of this box for our urchin as we speak.
Definitely. Sea urchin herbivore is eating that kelp right now. You will find them in the kelp beds. It's good to have a balance, though, of predators because sea urchins actually could totally mow down a kelp forest if they didn't have any predators that are going to eat them. And that brings me to my other question. Why is the sea urchin in a box?
I'm sure you're not the only person wondering why this urchin is in a box. And it's in this box for its own protection. There is a fish that also lives in this exhibit called a wolf eel. It's a long, slender gray fish, and it happens to love to eat sea urchins. We have 4 wolf eels in this exhibit alone.
Alright, so if wolf eels are going to be eating sea urchins, that would make a wolf eel a carnivore. We have lots of different kinds of fish in this exhibit, and they're carnivores. Carnivores are animals that eat meat. So a lot of these salmon up here, definitely, and then the wolf eels that like to hide out in their dens. We're just keeping our sea urchin protected from those wolf eels.
That's right. Now, wolf eels are den dwellers. So if you're looking to